The people who radicalized Donald Trump, and they did radicalize Donald Trump, it's going to be interesting to see what they like about the new radicalized President Trump. Because remember, of course, President Trump was going to start a nuclear war with North Korea, etc. He didn't. I checked, and he didn't. But they have set President Trump on a course where he is absolutely emotionally bound to get things done because of what they took from him. President Trump firmly believes that the election in 2020 was his. He firmly believes it was taken from him. He firmly believes he has made it back into this ring, this arena, I think, with the help of God. I'm not here to tell you that I think President Trump's a particularly godly man. He is allowed God to work through him. I think he's made great strides in that front, but I don't know if he knows the Lord. And the great purpose or great thing is I don't need to know. God knows. I do know that his policies are more aligned with the Bible than those of Kamala Harris in every way, shape, matter, idea, faction, or form. The guy he has announced is going to run ICE appears to be a guy who isn't going to put up with a lot of nonsense and is a guy who's going to speak a lot of truth. Now, maybe he could speak it with more grace, but I don't think that's his role. I don't think his role is to be graceful. I think his role is to be scary. I think he's trying to scare illegal immigrants into leaving because I know he's committed to this. He spent his life as a Border Patrol agent and now is going to head up the border as the czar, phrase I dislike. President Trump on Truth Social posted, "I'm pleased to announce that the former ICE director and stalwart on border control, Tom Homan, will be joining the Trump administration in charge of our nation's border, the border czar, including but not limited to the southern border, the northern border, all maritime and aviation security. I've known Tom for a long time. There's no one better at policing and controlling our borders. Likewise, Tom Homan will be in charge of all the deportation of illegal aliens back to their countries of origin. Congratulations to Tom. I have no doubt he'll do a fantastic job." Tom Homan was interviewed by AOC, and she, with her devastating intellect, went after Tom Homan and absolutely dismantled him. Wait, stop. Reverse that in the immortal words of Willy Wonka. Show you that in a second because that's not what happened. Many reversals have occurred to our food system throughout time. The food pyramid being part of that, corporate agri-farming being part of that, Monsanto being part of that, in my judgment. And it's really destroyed people's health at a core level. I'm going to give you a hack, and it's a hack that is at an unbelievable price rate because of the Black Friday sale with Bioptimizers. They put together a 3-product stack inspired by the stack of products I use from them on a daily basis. It starts with Magnesium Breakthrough. This is the undisputed champion of delivering quality sleep and relaxation by helping to control things like cortisol in our bodies. Magnesium is also responsible for regulating 599 other body interactions, including regularity. That's Magnesium Breakthrough, first product of the stack. Second is called Masszymes. This is a hugely powerful set of digestive enzymes that took them 243 experiments to get right, and ultimately it was proven in a test at Berkshire International University to produce 1,200% more amino acids in the bodies of people who took the product, amino acids being the building block of proteins, proteins being the building block of muscle. And the third product in the stack is called P3OM. It is a prebiotic. It sets your body up to get the most nutrition out of every single bite of food you eat, be it protein, carbohydrates, or fat. This product stack is available at not 10 or 15% off, 25% off only during Black Friday, but there's more. When you go to Bioptimizers.com/Todd, use promo code Todd. Please use the promo code. You qualify for up to $100 of free gifts sent to you by Matt and Wade at Bioptimizers. They always blow up Black Friday. This year's particularly big, 25% off, and you qualify for $100 in free gifts. So choose your health this Black Friday. Go to Bioptimizers.com/Todd. Make sure you use promo code Todd on this special 3-product stack. That's Bioptimizers.com/Todd. Use promo code Todd. AOC, with her stunning intellect, was interviewing, in fact, interrogating Tom Homan. Look at how he crumbled.
Mr. Homan, your name is on this. Is this correct?
Yes, I signed that memo.
So you are the author of the family separation policy?
I am not the author of this memo.
You're not the author, but you signed the memo?
Yes, a zero tolerance memo.
So you provided the official recommendation to Secretary Nielsen for the United States to pursue family separation.
I gave Secretary Nielsen numerous recommendations on how to secure the border and save lives.
But it says here that you gave her numerous options, but the recommendation was option 3, family separation.
What I'm saying, this is not the only paper where we've given the Secretary numerous options to secure the border and save lives.
And so the recommendation, of the many that you recommended family separation.
I recommended zero tolerance.
Which includes family separation.
The same as is with every U.S. citizen parent gets arrested when they're with a child.
Zero tolerance was interpreted as the policy that separated children from their
If I get arrested for DUI and I have a young child in the car, I'm going to be separated. When I was a police officer in New York and I arrested a father for domestic violence, I separated that father from his
Mr.
family.
Homan, with all due respect, legal asylees are not charged with any crime.
When you're into the country illegally, it's violation 8 United States Code 1325.
Seeking asylum is legal.
If you want to seek asylum, you go through the port of entry, do it the legal way. The Attorney General of the United States has made that clear.
Okay.
God is a God of law and order. He's not a God of chaos. The other side wants chaos. Now, I've said maybe he could speak this with more grace, but I don't think AOC needs grace. She needs God's grace. She needs God's forgiveness. She needs clarity, because she's trying to obscure things in a failed interrogation attempt like that. Big question is this: how did President Trump do so well with Hispanics? Why did his support go up? Because God is a God of order, not chaos, because we are designed for order. We're designed for perfection. We can sense the fact that we don't live in perfection, even though we were designed for it. And in this world, as Christians, we need to be able to back law and order, the enforcement of order, and we need to be able to love illegal immigrants. Those things are not exclusionary. They don't exclude one another. You can love a person that you send to prison because it might be the best place for them at the time. You can love a person that you put in treatment. Trust me, it's the worst day of my life, and it's something I feel I had to do. Sonny Host and the people at The View, they looked at Latinos, you know, the sainted BIPOCs, and this time they lost their sainthood.
This issue of abortion, which I hope we can unpack more, there are a lot of women who cared about abortion, but they were in states like Pennsylvania where they don't have an ultra-restrictive abortion law. They were voting more because they're like pocketbook issues matter more than if a woman in Alabama is able to get an abortion.
But they're going to do worse under a Trump administration. The only people that are going to do well are the millionaires and the billionaires.
And finally, we talk a lot about these different demographics and these assumptions of where they're going to go. Latinos in Texas, a district that's 97% Latino, went 75 percentage points for Donald Trump. Why?
Misogyny.
It's on the border.
It's
the border
misogyny.
crisis is on their doorstep. And they were begging people to care about it for years. We need to take some lessons.
That's what that was.
The lessons are not
Knock,
misogyny,
knock.
sexism.
Who's there? Oh, my gosh, it's Whoopi.
Hi, Whoopi, sorry.
Misogyny and sexism are why Hispanics who live on the border, where cartels have been shooting across the border, where there have been Border Patrol agents murdered, where armed cartel operatives have actually entered our side of the border, voted for President Trump because they're living in that chaos. I've said this many, 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 many times. People who from the hollowed halls of academia look into the inner cities and say, the problem is guns. The problem is white racism. Having lived in the ghetto around black people, what I heard from black people was the problem is drugs and gangs and permissiveness and not enough cops. It's one thing to look into a situation like you're looking at a zoo, and a lot of academics do that. It's another thing to live in the situation and realize that people are people. Hispanic people don't want cartels running through their property any more than anyone else does. It's our job to remember God is a God of order, law and order. The other side is the side that wants constant chaos because it distracts, it distorts, it depresses. The enemy has a limited tool set, but he's had a long time to practice using it. So let's not let him use it on us.